Hi, my name is Martine Gray. I'm the 2016 Athena Young Professional Award recipient, and I am so honored. And I'm honored to be here to announce this year's recipient. So the 2017 Athena Young Professional Award recipient is Miss Andrea Stanford.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. Deep breaths, right? Wow. Thank you to the Athena Greater Pittsburgh program for this deep honor, to the Allegheny Conference on Community Development for establishing a platform that acknowledges women, that's intentional about celebrating women. So thank you. This is a complete honor, and I'm looking at the PNC table and I'm looking at my mentor who just yelled at me, "Own it," because that's a saying. That's a saying that we've developed. Of owning your value, knowing your worth. And sometimes we as women, we don't own who we are. If there's a project that we work on, we're not as eager to say, oh yeah, I did that, I helped out, but own it. You led that project. You did that assignment, or you received that accolade. Own it. So I'm looking at the PNC table, and I'm looking at my family too, so thank you. This wouldn't be possible without 3 outstanding women at PNC who advocated and sponsored and crafted a nomination on my behalf. So to Caitlin, who was a peer mentor and who was the 2016 Athena finalist, thank you for being a sponsor, for exemplifying what this platform looks like on a daily basis. To Margaret Brewster and Camille Case, who took the time to craft a nomination. And it speaks to the intentionality about PNC and our commitment to women, to be intentional about recognizing women within the organization that maybe are doing some work, but it's truly an honor. At Strong Women, Strong Girls, we have a saying or a statistic that we reference that a young girl's self-esteem peaks at the age of 9, and by the time she reaches middle school, it slowly begins to decline. And now that's a saying that I've heard for quite some time, but I didn't really actually realize that until I was volunteering at the Free Store Wilkinsburg, which, if you're not familiar, basically is what it sounds like, a free store that gives clothing and household supplies and books to families in need. And that day I was organizing a bookshelf because we had received a lot of books, and a family had walked in, a mother and her daughter had walked in. The mother had gone to look through the clothing aisles, and so I wanted to encourage the young girl to pick up a book. And I said, hey, you can choose a book of your choosing. It's free. Enjoy. And she hesitated. And she said, no, I'm not a strong reader. And that took me by surprise because you don't usually hear that coming from someone who's 7 or 8 years old, right? Strong reader. Maybe a family member had labeled her that, or maybe a teacher had assessed her ability. But somehow she was internalizing it to a point that she felt that her reading abilities disqualified her from taking a free book. Now that's powerful, right? Now if we think about your confidence, gets to this certain point by 9, and by middle school it slowly plummets, that's a problem. So I'm grateful for organizations like Strong Women, Strong Girls that are intentional about creating this ripple effect of mentorship, intentional for creating spaces where women can be mentors to other women. And mentorship can take on many forms, whether it's inviting a woman to an event, a young woman to an event, whether it's doing yoga or going to brunch with another young lady, or taking some time to meet one-on-one with someone in their office. It doesn't have to be some extravagant act. It really is the simple task of maybe even just reading a book to someone who looks like there's some hesitation right there. So I challenge all of us to take those steps and make those actions, and I salute organizations like PNC that are intentional about creating mentorship opportunities for their organization. And I salute, organizations like the YWCA Greater Pittsburgh that recognize the talents and the gifts of the young women who serve their community. So with that, I'm so thankful, especially to my family and my parents who instilled in me that confidence, that fortified it with just affirmations of who I am and who I can be, but then also coated it with scripture that said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So with that, again, I thank you for the Allegheny Conference on Community Development. I thank you so much to the organizations that I get the privilege of representing and standing here and celebrating. And to the resplendent women on this dais who exhibit confidence in every facet of what you do to be on this stage, and the nominees yourselves, that's confidence to make an impact, to share your gifts with others. So thank you so much for this honor, and I look forward to just continuing to celebrate, to advocate fiercely for other women who are coming up the ranks. So thank you.